Morgan, he's going to be a couple games, but obviously not enough to put him on IR.
On MCL?
He's just dealing with a knee.
Robert, during the draft, there's a lot of talk about you guys needing, could they go playmaker, tight end, wide receiver, anything like that. Does this just kind of reinforce why you guys went and drafted the offensive tackle when you did?
Yeah, I think, outside the building, obviously there was a lot of that noise, but I think between Joe and his staff and us, it was going to be an O-lineman. And when Olu fell, it was a very easy decision.
What's your confidence level in Olu after those 14 snaps? And obviously he's going to be the guy going forward for a little bit.
He's been getting a lot of reps. We got a lot of reps in the second half of camp at right. Obviously, he got more comfortable as camp went on. So we've got a lot of faith in Olu to go out and execute.
What's your impression of Bo Nix?
He's a very talented young man. Very quick decision maker. Great with his feet. They've done a really nice job. I feel like he found a little confidence in this against Tampa, and you can see him evolving from the Seattle game to Pittsburgh to last week in terms of what he can and can't do in the league, and obviously, so he's a quick learner and very, very athletic, very gritty, tough kid, but he's got a good future ahead of him.
What's your impression of Denver just as a whole, both offensively and defensively?
Defensively, they're different than this time a year ago, where I think they're still trying to figure out who they were from a defensive standpoint, where now I think they've got a very clear-cut identity. They're doing a really nice job. Vance does a very nice job getting those guys in position to create one-on-ones, and I think they do a good job winning. Offensively, Sean is obviously he's one of the best in football, and does a good job putting you in a lot of run-pass conflicts and stressing your defense. So, they're a good football team, a very good football team. I think they're underrated. Not in this building, obviously. They lost to a 3-0 Seahawks team. They lost to a 3-0 Pittsburgh team. They beat a 2-0 Tampa team. They're third in the league in defense. This is a very, very good football team. They've and we're expecting them to give us their best.
Robert, will CJ practice today?
CJ will not practice today, no.
What's it looking like?
It's going to come up to it. We'll see how things go, but we're planning on giving them some vet days anyway. But we're going to. I don't want to say be overly cautious, but we'll just make sure that this toe doesn't become a problem.
How are defenses attacking Garrett differently than last year?
It's really the same. You've got they're putting 2 over 1 a lot, and they're daring us to go somewhere else with the football, and that's why I think we had so much success everywhere else against New England. Brees, the run games. Is executing really is performing really well. Conklin got involved. Mike Williams got involved. Lazard's been having a good season so far, and even Gibson got a couple. So, if you're putting 2 over 1, then somebody's getting a 1-on-1, and we feel good about our guys having a chance to go win. But I do know that it's not all 2-on-1, and when those 1-on-1s do happen, I know we are trying to work to get them the ball and take advantage of those situations. And once that starts to click, it's going to be pretty cool.
Robert, in the past, in teams, there wasn't those 1-on-1 opportunities elsewhere. Guys weren't winning them, and you didn't necessarily have anyone else outside of Garrett and Brees. So how much of a luxury is it that now you have the players who are stepping up and making plays where the defense can try to take away Garrett, but this team isn't just Garrett anymore?
Yeah, anytime, the more the merrier. It's at the end of the day, football is a game of 1-on-1s, and if you can create 1-on-1s, whether offense, defense, special teams, that's the most you can hope for in terms of from a coaching standpoint, is to create those 1-on-1 situations for your guys with good leverage, obviously. And if we're in position where we can get some 1-on-1s with Conk and Mike and Lazard and Brees and Braylon and Gibson, whoever's out there, I think we feel good about our chances of winning.
League-wide, passing numbers are down for the first 3 weeks and rushing numbers are up. I'm wondering, why do you think that is? And do you think it's a blip, or do you think it might be more of a season-long trend?
It's a season-long thing. Defenses for the last few years have been sitting in a two-shell and daring offenses to run. And I think coordinators around the league are doing a really good job staying patient. The week one was a perfect example. I joked with Kyle the other day that I kind of wish McCaffrey did play because then he would have thrown it. But, he turned it around and handed it off over 40 times. But you're seeing a lot of teams, even New England, before we played them, they were handing it off over 30 times. And, so play callers are being very patient, getting the ball to their backs and running the ball and just taking the challenge to run the ball.
Sunday's game will feature two top flight corners, and obviously Sauce and Patrick Surtain. Just from your perspective, just kind of the differences between both of those players.
Between Sauce and Surtain, they're both elite competitors, strong at the line of scrimmage, elite football IQ in terms of understanding stems and route running ability and all that stuff. Both of them, if they get their paws on you, you're pretty much dead in the route. But two elite players, two guys that are fun to watch, and really, in my opinion, luxuries to have when you can put those guys basically in zero coverage and let the rest of the team go play football doing something else. It's a luxury.
What do you think Tyler Conklin's meant to this team these last few years? Just being someone, it seems like he's so consistent and always doing his job and his presence in the locker and all that stuff. Like, how important has it been to the culture you guys are building?
Yeah, his leadership. I know he doesn't wear the C, but he is part of our leadership council, and he's elite human, and another one of those guys. He obviously he wants the ball, but he's never gonna beg for the ball. He's going to do his job. He's going to do it 100%, and he goes above and beyond in terms of preparation, not only taking care of his body, but prepping and keeping his mind in the playbook, and then obviously out on the practice field. And that was good to see him get rewarded on Thursday night and to get that production, because we think he's another guy that we feel like in a one-on-one situation can win a lot, and so he's everything you want out of a Jet.